Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend D.G. Chichester, superhero movie brackets in our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials. All
Phil, you
completely
gotta
uncensored.
change it.
Starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Perich, host of a Totally Turtle sports and gaming YouTube channel, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network.
I'm here for Peter.
Yes, what am I doing wasting that 4 to 5 hours a night in bed? All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Ultimate Spider-Cast. I am Phil, joining me, as always, small but deadly, it is
Lilith Thwip and Hellfire, the thwippiest co-host in town.
That's right. And speaking of small, we're going to be talking some Ant-Man and some Dr. Pym from Marvel Team Up 103 and Web of Spider-Man 46.
46?
And don't worry, kids. We're going to get to that travesty of what we call Amazing Spider-Man 18. So, and what happened to Ben Reilly this week. So, stay tuned.
It's just something really messed up about a villain and his villainous lady being Chasm and Goblin Queen. Like, it's just something that don't sit right in my spirit with those two names.
And Hallows Eve.
That's fine, but Chasm and Goblin Queen, it's a little too sexually charged innuendo for Marvel, I would think.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, both of them.
Gobble gobble.
But we'll get there. Let's talk talk something a little more interesting.
All right. So, yes, kids. So, continuing our Ant-Man and all things Ant-Man coverage. Wonder why. All right. So,
Quantum Mania?
maybe we'll get Quasar.
Oh, my poor sweet little summer.
Oh, can you imagine if he does? I'll be like, Lilith, me and Will could do like a Quantum Zone once a month or once every quarter or something.
I would love that for you two. I would.
We're gonna pull Ray
And so much you get your hopes up.
we're gonna pull Ray and will that into existence. That's right, kids. We're going to will that into existence.
I'll put it in my navel.
For safekeeping, no doubt.
Exactly. All right, so going in chronological order, we will start with Marvel Team Up number 103 from March 1981. The Assassin Academy. I wonder who the villain's going to be. Writer David Michelinie.
Michelinie.
Penciler Jerry Bingham. Inker Mike Esposito. Whoa! Somebody take her medication.
Bazinga.
Inker Mike Esposito, colorist Bob Sharon, letterer Diane Elbers, and editor, once again, Denny O'Neil.
It's getting a little deja vu in here, man.
I know, man. Inside baseball, we were just doing a Batman episode, and the editor was Denny O'Neil. This man gets around more than Stan Lee. Oh my lord.
I don't think that's possible.
Scrolling, here we go. Scott Lang, dressed in his Ant-Man costume, is fixing connections inside his daughter's ROM doll.
Oh, creepy.
Oh my god. I guess
Go see Megan.
Oh, is that good?
Yeah, I liked that. It was funny.
Nice. I was going to say, I'm sure they were pushing a ROM book, but it's like, who are we trying
It ain't
to...
gonna happen, babes. It ain't gonna happen.
Well, they had one back then.
I know, but I'm just saying, it didn't last very long.
Oh, yeah, they got rid of that license. But who are they trying to get with, yes, I mentioned of ROM.
Why did your eye drift over to my box?
Quark?
Whoa! When he hears her shout that she is home, fortunately, he has just finished welding the final connection with his portable laser torch. So he quickly climbs out of the doll's innards and enlarges the human size.
Yes, that's a disturbing panel, but it's fine.
Casey will kill him, he muses, if he does not have her toy fixed as promised. When she finds...
Spoiled little brat.
Sounds like it. Well, again, divorced father. He's just trying to make her happy, you know.
Oh, man, pain.
Oh, better that
Why
man.
won't my daughter love me?
Better that man pain than like a dead, spouse or kid or something.
True.
If he doesn't ever, when she finds him, he is wearing only a towel as if he had just taken a shower. She explains that her teacher, Mrs. Buckman, let the class out early so they could practice a new recipe learned in home economics, and she will make it: pretzels and cheese for dinner.
Oh yeah, single dad for sure.
Where do they live, in a bar?
The best bar, because no pretzels come with cheese unless it's Applebee's.
These pretzels are making me thirsty. Not too thrilled with this prospect, Lang tells Kathy to play with her Rom doll for a while, and when she departs, he quickly stows away his Ant-Man gear. Later that evening, as Cassie serves the promised meal, the doorbell chimes, and Lang invites Gus Sweezer, an old prison cellmate, inside.
With your child? Okay.
Isn't this a parole violation?
I know, like, babes. He makes almost as bad a life choice as Peter does.
I know, cause I'm like,
maybe Stark. Maybe he makes more bad decisions than Stark.
Because I'm just like, isn't he still on? Yeah, he's probably still on parole, right? We'll find out, kids. Stay tuned to Marvel Tales all this month, because yes, we'll be getting to the first appearances of Hank Pym, Janet Van Dyne.
Wait a damn minute! You double dipping on me? I gotta do Ant-Man and Justice doing Ant-Man too? Philip.
What?
I'm very disappointed. I could not be doing Ant-Man story.
You want the clicks and views, Lilith Hellfire? Do you want the clicks and views?
Fine.
All right, so back to the story. This old cellmate arrives at the house. Sweezer remembers Lang as the only inmate who did not treat him like a dumb pug. So in return, he wants to let him in on a new criminal operation he is involved in. Ah, man.
Definitely a parole violation.
The mastermind's got some leaks in the organization, man. Sweezer explains that someone is actually paying people to commit crimes with regular paychecks regardless of their success or failure. Who would that be? The U.S. government?
Yeah, word to the wise, kids. If you're ever in a chat room and somebody says, hey, man, we should blow something up, that's the FBI agent. Run.
Hey, kids.
It's a setup.
Hey, kids, tomorrow on January 6th, we should overthrow the government. Bigly.
What was the social media that they were using that it actually got banned on the Apple Store? I forget.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, did you see Newsmax got kicked off DirecTV?
Shut up.
That's
crazy.
I tell you, man, they'll do anything until it goes out of favor with most of the public. Then it's just like
Parler. It was Parler.
Yeah.
Now they have MeWe, but that's a whole thing.
Oh my!
Gotta keep your eye on the opposition, bud.
Yeah. Just those names, Weeby.
Yeah.
There was even on-the-job training, says Gus proudly. Lang explains that he already has a steady job in electronics and has left crime behind forever. And Sweezer appears quite disappointed. Cassie invites Gus to dinner. Pretzels and cheese are his favorites, he says, but he declines because he has to return to the city. As Sweezer leaves the Lang place, he thinks to himself that the guards at the dorm would certainly be angry if they discovered he had left without permission. Then suddenly a car screeches around the corner behind him. Before he can jump out of the way, it slams into him and speeds away. What is this? A little Hellfire story? There we go. The next morning, as Lang sits down with coffee, he reads in the Daily Bugle that Gus Sweezer was run over last night. He realizes Gus was killed because of the visit the night before, and he vows to find out what is going on. At the same time, in Manhattan, J. Jonah Jameson tells Peter Parker to get down to Houston Street with his camera to find out why that section of the city has recently had its crime rate dropped to near zero. Since Jonah pays Peter's rent, Peter heads for that unsavory neighborhood with his camera. He worked hard for the money.
Oh, he sure does. He's got him ripping and running.
As he passes by a certain warehouse, he feels his spider sense tingle. Oh boy. As he walked by a certain warehouse, he felt his plot device begin to tingle.
It's ting ting tingle-lid, ting ting tingle-lid.
So he quickly changes into a Spider-Man costume for a look around. He climbs the wall, shatters a grilled window near the roof, and enters a room containing a number of freshly made beds and a considerable quantity of guns. Clinging to the ceiling, he heads down a corridor, unaware that his moves are being monitored by the as yet unseen master criminal. So that doesn't set off his spider sense. But just walking by the building did. The master orders his advanced students to report to the auditorium because Spider-Man is about to become a teaching aide. Spider-Man follows several criminals through the high-vaulted corridors to a room with heavy steel doors. As the last of them enter, he leaps down, knocks out the 2 sentries standing guard, and rushes into the darkened room. His spider sense, once again working, warns him of a trap.
It's ting ting tingle-lid, ting ting tingle-lid. Psychosomatic.
Boy, a dark room. Well, I wonder if this is a trap. But the doors swiftly clang shut behind him. Suddenly, powerful lights flick on, and Spider-Man finds himself in a huge arena facing, now a household name, the Taskmaster.
Clutches pearls.
The one of the penis variety kids.
Bazinga.
Hundreds of criminals are seated awaiting the start of the demonstration. The criminal tells Spider-Man that this is the Manhattan branch of his training academies where he trains hoodlums off the streets to be expert criminals and makes money by renting their services. He intends to show them that superheroes are not as tough as they're cracked up to be. Now Spider-Man knows why the local crime rate has fallen so drastically. Seeing no way out of the trap, he attacks, but the Taskmaster gloats that his photographic reflexes allow him to duplicate Spider-Man's speed and agility.
It's a copycat!
That and his shield, sword, bow, and other weapons keep Spider-Man at bay. When Spider-Man tries to wrap the criminal up in webbing, the Taskmaster's shield and sword slice through it. Spider-Man finally gets close enough to put him in a bear hug, thinking that his superhuman strength is one thing the Taskmaster cannot duplicate. But the criminal hurls a special cane patterned after Daredevil's billy club that ricochets off.
Oh, he got you, bruh.
I literally did not see that coming.
Hey-o.
That ricochet.
She didn't either for a fun surprise.
Wow!
Oh, hey, Ray! Didn't see you there.
Hey-o. Several of the Taskmaster's henchmen.
Like a moth to a flame. Ray to a Spider-Man podcast.
Do you think he was just sitting there waiting till we were done with Batman, and then it's like, oh, it's Spider-Man, it's safe to jump on now. Several of the Taskmaster's henchmen haul Spider-Man into an adjoining room. Meanwhile, Scott Lang arrives by bus outside the warehouse when he sees Slick Mick Butler, a gun runner he wants.
That is a porn star name if I ever heard one. I'm sorry.
Slick Mick.
Butler? Come on.
That's right.
Danny, how'd you let that one slide?
The Butler did it.
Jim Shooter would never.
The Butler did it. He decides to follow him, but as soon as he goes through the door, he is surrounded by several sentries armed with guns and rifles. They take his driver's license and insert it into their computer, thinking he might be a police officer. But
I don't think that's how that works.
But their Atari 2800 says, but the computer informs them that Scott Lang is an ex-convict. Believing him, Believing him to be a criminal like themselves, they tell him to get in line with the other new recruits for indoctrination. Lang is pleased that the hard part is over. And Lilith
He
firmly
doesn't have a
disagrees.
Matches Malone ID? Jeez Louise, Scott!
This one works better. I mean, they know he's an ex-con.
Don't use your real name!
Oh,
God, this kid.
again, at this point, he's still new to the game. All he has to do now, he thinks, is find out who killed Sweezer. But as he enters the hall with the other criminals and looks up at the stage, his eyes open wide with astonishment. On the stage stands Lang's former foe, the Taskmaster, and next to him, manacled in stasis clamps, is Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
The Taskmaster informs his audience that for the next 2 weeks, they will listen and learn, and anyone who thinks differently can check the tabloids for what happened to Gus Sweezer. She like get hit by a car.
I'm pretty sure Eddie Brock wrote it. It'll be all right.
Oh my. You want to get hit by a car? See, I can make you get hit by a car. See. Thus, Lang learns who ordered Sweezer killed, and as he continues to watch, the Taskmaster hits Spider-Man in the stomach to show how helpless he is. The master criminal announces that he has scheduled a field exercise for his new recruits as a test to separate the wheat from the curd. They will be issued uniforms and weapons, and they will be taken to the transport bay for instructions. So saying, he dismisses the audience. Yeah, go riot. I'll join you. Yeah, go ahead.
Snug as a bug in a rug, man.
I promise I'll join you. I won't go home and sit there and eat Cheetos while I watch you yes, riot. No. The Taskmaster departs, leaving 2 sentries, Mahoney and Ollie, to watch over the captive Spider-Man. Ollie soon gets the idea to peek under Spider-Man's mask, but when he tries, he finds it unexpectedly difficult to remove. Man, you should watch that thing more. And is surprised by a small voice from Spider-Man's neck. Then he turns around and sees Mahoney covered from head to toe in ants. Tormented by the insects, Mahoney screams for help, but when Ollie rushes to him, the Ant-Man...
insects gotta stick together.
Ah!
It's like, where's Black Widow when you need her?
What?
Where's Black Widow when you need
her? The Ant-Man suddenly enlarges to human size and knocks Ollie unconscious. Then he quickly liberates Spider-Man from the stasis clamps and briefs him about the Taskmaster and his crime schools. Spider-Man orders his ant-covered Mahoney to direct him and Ant-Man to the Taskmaster's training exercise, but the Sentry refuses. Spider-Man asks the criminal how he would like to have the Ant-Man walk down his nose and enlarge to full size.
Damn, now that's a threat.
Talk about some sugar booger. He quickly gives him detailed directions. At a scientific supply warehouse, downriver drive and to the left, a cargo of
New Jersey.
That hive of scum and villainy. A cargo.
I just assumed.
Yes. Whoa. A cargo of nuclear materials. Yep, it's New Jersey. Is being unloaded. Armed guards stand watch to see that the canisters are properly handled. Suddenly, the Taskmaster and his army attack. As his men battle the guards, the Taskmaster stands back, critiquing their techniques. Oh, he is sitting there eating Cheetos. Then Spider-Man web swings up, accompanied by the Ant-Man and a swarm of winged ants, and starts to battle the criminal army. Disconcerted, the Taskmaster urges 2 of his men to load a cylinder of nuclear material as quickly as possible into his escape craft. Then he hurls his shield at Spider-Man, whose spider sense lets him duck just in time. When several criminals...
The Taskmaster mobile!
I know, it doesn't seem like he's just...
I told you, everybody's gotta have... Yeah. Everybody's gotta have a battle van.
See, it's his own personal car. It acts like many different vehicles.
That's why they call it the Taskmaster mobile. It's a master of tasks.
Oh my. Ant-Man sends a swarm of ants to his aid, but he tells Ant-Man to go after the Taskmaster instead. So mounted on a winged ant, the Ant-Man buzzes the Taskmaster, who flails at him ineffectually with his sword. Then the criminal orders his men, Bruno and Cordell, to kill the guards. This forces the Ant-Man to fly to the guards' assistance and allows the Taskmaster to escape. The Ant-Man swiftly enlarges to human size and knocks out the two thugs, and a few seconds later, Spider-Man finishes battling the rest of the criminals. As the guards take the hoodlums into custody, Spider-Man and the Ant-Man head for the top of the World Trade Center, where they deduce the Taskmaster has fled. Atop the tower...
Some could say they were sitting on top of the world.
Atop the tower, the Taskmaster laments the closing of his Manhattan crime school, musing that he will at least get some money for the material in a stolen cylinder from a terrorist group.
As you do.
Isn't that a shame when your fake school gets shut down?
Damn.
Uh,
Ooh, this is a little too relatable for some supervillain, some real life.
Oh!
That's giving him too much credit, though. But
that's true. Unfortunately for him, Spider-Man and the Ant-Man arrive. The Taskmaster orders his two remaining men to start his Skycraft's engines while he holds the crime fighters at bay. He tries to wing Spider-Man with arrows, but Spider-Man dodges them and leaps at the criminal. The Taskmaster gloats because he has studied films of both Spider-Man and the Ant-Man. His photographic reflexes allow him to anticipate Spider-Man's every move and he counters Spider-Man's attack. Then Ant-Man realizes that the criminal must have studied moves of Henry Pym, not himself, as the Ant-Man.
He's like, this ain't a pimp. This ain't a pimp hand.
Oh!
This is a leg hand.
So he does something that Pym would never did. He uses his enlarging gas on something other than himself. Oh my!
Ew, burn.
So yes, he touches Oven's Taskmaster. No, thus the Taskmaster is taken by surprise when the Ant-Man's winged ant, Perich, suddenly grows to enormous size. While the criminal...
That's nightmare fuel, by the way.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
not need that panel.
While the criminal is distracted, the Ant-Man enlarges himself and grabs the cylinder. Then Spider-Man renews his attack, but the Taskmaster ignites a brilliant magnesium flare. As the two dazzled crime fighters shield their eyes, they take off in his Skycraft. The Ant-Man is happy that they at least shut down his operation in hopes that this partially atones for Gus Sweezer's death. Then Spider-Man reminds him about the giant ant, and the Ant-Man hurries after it as it launches itself from the roof's edge.
Not so fast.
Yeah, exactly.
I could sprinkle some pin particles on it to make it bigger.
I mean, honestly, that's the answer to everything.
Exactly. And again, yes, this story makes multiple mentions of the Taskmaster's clash with the Avengers in Avengers 195 and 196. The story makes multiple mentions of Scott Lang's past criminal record. He uses his technical know-how to commit robberies until he was arrested. Upon his release from prison, he went straight as seen in Avengers 181.
Again, everybody's been in Avengers.
Oh my. And again, Twin Towers should be a topical reference. Starting time.
Bro, it kind of boggles my mind that some people that I know, like, were literally born and never saw the Twin Towers. Like, you know what I mean? Like, their media doesn't even show it. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, my child. I know. Can you imagine? All right, Lilith. I know Ant-Man's not your favorite, especially Scott Lang, but thoughts on this?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Paul Rudd, but the actual character of Scott Lang in the books, poopy.
It depends who's writing it, but...
Okay, if you say so. I mean, I'll take... I'm open to recommendations, but...
Okay.
It's just not an interesting mechanic.
Well, I told you.
Unless it's Black Goliath.
Well, I told you like that Wasp #1 that just came out.
Yeah,
because he did a 5-issue. Was it 5? I think it was 4 or 5. Ant-Man miniseries, late last year. So
okay. I would prefer something a little like not this old, but like, is there something like after this?
Well, there is in the middle of that Siege of Avengers Mansion thing. There's a the Wasp and Scott Lang take on Absorbing Man and Titania.
Ooh, okay. Give me the issues and I'll
Okay.
grab them.
I will do that.
Oh, okay. It's come to the time where we must discuss Amazing Spider-Man number 18.
We're not doing Web of Spider-Man?
Oh, sorry. My bad. It's like more freaking Scott Lang.
No, it's Pym.
Okay. Fine.
See, kid, she just can't wait to get to my pain, you know? It's just-
E2, Philip. E2.
you know what Ben Reilly, you know. Well, of course she loves Ben Reilly, so of course she wants to get to that, but you know. Don't belittle my pain.
Never, Philip.
Ben Reilly.
You got to remember, I
love
went
Ben
through the
Reilly.
destruction of Spider-Man, so I totally understand how you feel.
Yes.
And Superman, and Batman, and Green Arrow, and Aquaman, and Wonder Woman.
Now we start the TV shows.
I'm talking about the books.
No, I know, but I was gonna say, and multiple TV shows.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
Supergirl.
Oh my. Oh, did you see? Yeah. Never mind. I was gonna bring up the Flash final season, but never mind.
Is it out yet?
No. Was it February 8th? I think. Whatever that one
Oh,
is. Yeah.
I'll be probably watching a special preview of Magic Mike's Last Dance. So
Oh my.
I will definitely not be there to see it.
All right. So we get the Web of Spider-Man.
Let's do it.
All right, we're going to jump ahead in time. Web of Spider-Man 46 from January 1989.
Okay, at least I was born.
The power of ... hate.
I bet.
Writer and penciler Richard Howe, who's in,
I'm gonna leave it alone.
who I've never heard of before. So, oh, this guy worked for Marvel, DC, Claypool
Yeah,
Comics,
I was
Eclipse.
gonna say he
There's
should
some-
sound familiar to you.
Okay, I'm not sure. Inker Keith Williams, colorist Janice Cohen, letterer Rick Parker, and editors Jim Salicrup and Glenn Hurdley. Arriving at Shriver Cove, Massachusetts, Peter Parker arrives on the next leg of his book tour for Webs. Oh my! I was reading this and I was thinking, you know what we should do? Just pick a month and like cover all the issues that like deal with Webs that we haven't covered yet. Do like the summer book tour or something.
Oh, jeez.
No, I won't make you do that.
I'm like, yeah, you have Justin for that.
I save all the Spider-Man for you. Well, except for the Ben Reilly stuff. All right. Peter Parker arrives on the next leg of his book tour for Webs when suddenly a local rushes at him, ranting about killing outsiders. Although he was caught off guard, Peter's able to defend himself thanks to his spider powers. Soon the police are on the scene to arrest the local. Peter is a little surprised by this reception and gets an apology from his tour assistant, Jeff Wainwright, who wasn't expecting this kind of welcome. Otherwise, Peter is delighted by the idyllic Cape Cod community. Say that 3 times fast.
I was gonna say you beat me to it. Oh, you should. I mean, you might have heard of Richard because he did do a Green Lantern.
Okay.
62?
Is that the original or?
162.
Okay.
And he also did Hawkman from 86 to 87.
Okay, maybe. Okay. I probably know his work. I just forgot the name.
Yeah.
Uh,
I know him best for his work on Elvira, the comic book. So.
oh, really?
Mhm.
When Peter asks why he was booked to make an appearance in such a small town, Jeff explains that the town boasts a powerful television transmitter and that he will be able to reach a wider audience than if he was doing an appearance in Boston. All right, hold on.
3, 2, 1.
I thought they were Boston pizza owners.
There's worse things to be than a Boston pizza owner. So.
Yeah, whatever. Ben Reilly, Spider-Man's clone. He's the guy. He's got a sweatshirt. Yeah, that's how you know he's different. And he's a blonde hair.
Not anymore.
When they arrive at the inn where Peter will be staying, Jeff mentions how there have been strange flare-ups like they witnessed intermittently over the year. The reasons for these strange happenings is unknown, but Jeff assures Peter that they are isolated incidents.
Isolated incidents.
Just a large number of isolated incidents.
I think that rounds up to way more than coincidences. I think that's a pattern, but it's none of my business.
It's too early in this Law and Order episode, man. We
couldn't possibly be the guest star.
Checked into his room, Peter finds sleep hard to come. Hale. He thinks of all the travel he's been doing lately and how it has made it difficult to keep in touch with his wife, Mary Jane. That's why he can't sleep.
Frustrated. Yeah.
Something's keeping him up at night. Suddenly, there is an explosion outside. Oh, outside too. Looking out the window.
Better out than in.
Peter sees a mob has appeared outside, chanting about killing the outsider. Peter decides to deal with the mob by changing into Spider-Man and sneaking outside. Spider-Man confronts the mob and webs them up. He tries to get some answers out of one of them, but all the man can do is babble incoherently about how he hates outsiders and that they must be killed before passing out. Who is this little hellfire? Who's this little hellfire? With no clue about what's going on, the wall crawler swings back up to his room and sees that someone has trashed it. Answering his ringing phone, Peter is told by Jeff that someone destroyed their rental car, saying that a group of partiers got out of hand. A new rental car is being sent out, but it will take an extra day to get there. Peter is unimpressed with having to stay another night in this strange town. The next morning, Peter Parker completes his interview on the local morning talk show. Peter can't help but wonder how people have completely changed since the day before. Instead of being hostile, they are overly cheerful. Another strange occurrence is that it seems like everyone in town undergo therapy sessions at the local clinic. When Peter...
Go for that for sure.
Whoa. When Peter asks Jeff about it, the aide explains that everyone in town deals with a lot of stress. Jeff takes Peter up to the Hatros Clinic and can't help but remark how spooky the building looks. Jeff assures him that it is on the up and up. When Jeff goes for his session, a suspicious Peter Parker arrives shortly thereafter and tries to get inside with his press credentials, but was denied. Still bothered by this clinic and the hold it may have on the town, Peter changes into Spider-Man and breaks in. Walking through the vents, he comes upon Jeff sitting on a chair in a bizarre ceremony being performed. Through hypno lights, dance, and chanting, Jeff is instructed to hate the outsider. With Jeff successfully brainwashed, the leader of this group gloats how she has been slowly taking control of the town to create a new cult for herself. Feeling out of his league.
As you should.
Oh my. Spider-Man goes looking for a phone so he can call a biochemist who can help him deprogram the people of this town. Unfortunately,
not Connors, we should be fine.
Exactly. Unfortunately, when it gets, he even says that. He even thinks that to himself. He's like, I could call Kurt Connors, but yeah, the last thing we need is the lizard in this situation.
Yeah. I thought it would have been hilarious, though, personally.
The lizard eating cultist.
Well, that's one way to fix it.
There you go. Unfortunately, when he gets to a phone, he trips a silent alarm and is soon attacked by members of the cult. Fleeing back into the ventilation system, the wall crawler goes to another room and gets to another phone. He calls the California compound of the West Coast Avengers. The phone is answered by the Scar.
Who are you gonna call? West Coast Avengers. It's about the same vibes, honestly.
Oh my! The phone is answered by the Scarlet Witch, who listens to lounging by the pool, kids. Who listens to Spider-Man's plight and agrees to pass his messages along to Henry Pym. With the cult members closing in on him, the web slinger ends his phone call and leaves. The cult members return to their master to report their encounter with Spider-Man. Their leader warns them that the heroes often travel in packs and warns them to remain vigilant. Hours later, Hank Pym arrives in his rover bug ship. He can't wait to get back home so he can spend the time with his recently rediscovered wife, Maria.
Maria.
Or an incredible simulation. Having heard reports about Shriver Cove becoming incredibly xenophobic, and with Spider-Man's information about the water supply being drugged, Pym begins his investigation there. Using a mobile lab, he takes a water sample and learns that it has been contaminated with a drug that it was developed by African chieftains. Suddenly, Henry is ambushed by members of the cult. Knocked out, Pym wakes up to find himself in a cave before the cult leader, the albino woman known as Nekra. She is
Somebody call Tombstone.
oh my! She is furious to see him as she has a hatred toward the Vision. See
Only
earlier.
real comic book fans understand that reference.
Mhm.
Suck it, MCU.
Oh my! She explains that she is forming her cult to keep her promise to her lover, the Grim Reaper, and restore him to life.
Is that the Grim Reaper?
As in Simon Williams, Wonder Man's brother. Okay.
Yes.
I was going to say, some woman dating the Grim Reaper. Who is this, Lilith Hellfire?
Only in my sim save file, but
All Lilith Hellfire sexual encounters are threesomes. Her, the man, and the Grim Reaper. I'll be here all week. Try the veal. All right.
not the veal. No.
I'm sorry. The
sweet baby cow that didn't do nothing to nobody. How dare you, Phil?
all right. The salad. All right.
There you go. Although plants feel pain and don't want to be eaten either, but we'll just ignore that.
I'll be here all week, kids. Try the oxygen.
Ooh, hate to break it to you.
It was nice knowing you, kids. Drop dead.
There you go. That's it. That's it. We're out of here.
We're on the
Good night, everybody.
We're on the Lilith Hellfire brand. Thank you. Good night. We enjoyed your money. Drop dead. Good night. However, before she can eliminate Pym, they are interrupted by Spider-Man, who begins battling her cultists. While Spider-Man deals with the cultists, Pym tries to deal with Nekra. Unfortunately, his weapons are useless against her, as the collective hatred of the locals has made her nearly invincible.
Ooh.
She gets stronger through hatred.
Oh, man, that's a little too relatable and real for me, man.
She's in love with the Grim Reaper. Hate makes her stronger.
Wait a minute, is this play about me?
My tongue hurts. I'm biting it so hard. That's when Spider-Man swings down and ambushes the villain, distracting her enough for Pym to trap her in some restraints. Having developed an antidote for the drugs used to brainwash the locals, loading them into Spider-Man's web shooters, the wall crawler sprays a chemical mist that cures the cultists.
Noxious gas.
With her powers diminished, Nekra uses this opportunity to take the Grim Reaper's body and flee the scene. Taking her love doll and fleeing the scene.
As she should.
Hey, so.
If Doom can have horny Doom bots, we're not going to judge anybody.
Oh, I finally get the name Nekra as in necrophilia. Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh my.
Big brain moves, Phil.
Me, I'm smart.
My boy's wicked smart.
So yeah, Peter's promoting his book of webs, the pictures of Spider-Man.
Where's the soundtrack? Where's the album, Peter?
Here's the soundtrack.
And another one.
Oh, Uncle Ben.
It's what the kids call ASMR.
Uncle Ben.
The sounds of crime fighting. Marvel's New York. They're gonna, mark my words, Marvel's going to come out with a podcast like that. Mark my words.
Exactly. But yes, the book was first published in Amazing Spider-Man 302. And Peter mentioned on the talk show, one of his classmates created a Spider-Man fan club. He's referring to Flash Thompson, who formed the club in Amazing Spider-Man 17.
A fan club.
And of course, again, sliding time, topical reference when he mentions Dukakis, as in Michael Dukakis, who made a bid for U.S. president in 1988.
Is that the one that didn't know how to spell that word? Is that guy?
Oh, potato? No, wasn't that Quayle? Dan Quayle?
Was it Quail? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. They just remember when politics was that, kids.
I mean, I feel like that's more embarrassing, honestly.
Exactly.
At least that other stuff is like juicy and like letting us know it's late stage capitalism. So.
Yes, Wanda mentions how she recently gave birth to twin boys. This happened in Vision and the Scarlet Witch, number 11. Scroll down to
remember when she had her own book, guys? I don't.
It was Vision and the Scarlet Witch. Scroll down to Avengers Declassified, where Charlie Esser and I covered that. Henry Pym's wife was murdered by Hungarian authorities in Tales of Suspense 44. At the time of this story, a woman claiming to be Maria appeared in West Coast Avengers 36. However, this woman was an imposter named Olinka Barankova, as revealed in Solo Avengers 16. Gesundheit. But yes, Tales of Suspense 44. I believe that's something me and Justin are covering. And Nekra developed a hatred for the Vision after the apparent death of her lover, the Grim Reaper, and Vision and the Scarlet Witch number 2. Also see Avengers Declassified. Pym mentions how Nekra used a drug to brainwash people in the past. That was in Shaun of the She-Devil number 5.
Wow. They were just doing any old thing.
Man, they did deep dive for her, man.
That left an impression on somebody.
I'm sure it was a young male writer.
A spiritual awakening of sorts, I'm sure.
Now this puberty is happening earlier and earlier. Although the Grim Reaper is dead here, Nekra has been attempting to resurrect him and had briefly succeeded in Vision and the Scarlet Witch number 12. She will finally succeed in Avengers West Coast 65.
So close.
And again, okay, fanboy, you paying attention? Nekra mentions how she used the Hatchos Clinic to form cults in the past. That was in Spider-Woman 16. Jessica Drew. That's right. So yes, before she ever fought the Avengers or Spider-Man, yes, Nekra fought Shaun of the She-Devil and Spider-Woman. Cat fight.
Puma, Jerry, Puma.
Yes, Jeff Wayne writes all through this story, mentioning movies. In their first talk, he mentions the Peter High Moon, Deliverance, and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and Close Encounters. He keeps doing it with Broadcast News Network and Ordinary People.
It's almost like it's 2000s media.
Oh my!
Oh my god! I do not miss those like early 2000s sitcoms where it's just nonstop pop culture meta references. Ugh. Oh, by the way, I've already ordered my monocle, top hat, and suspenders and bow ties. So.
Really?
Get on it, Phil.
All right, let me put that on the to-do list. Yeah, watch. I'll order all that stuff, and then someone's plane won't show up or something.
Well, I told you, I think I'll probably drive or something. I don't know. I'll be there, Phil.
Okay. What, top hat, monocle, and
bow tie.
Bow tie.
Feel free to add suspenders if you want. Usually it's a combo, so that's why I bought it.
Who am I, Rob Southgate? All right. But yeah, no, love or hate this issue. There was a lot to this issue, like
so much going on in this
dialogue, story. I mean, modern comics would never. This was
the 3-issue arc.
Oh yeah, modern comics. That'd be 3. This would be 3 to 6.
Super fast paced. That is the story of saving grace for sure.
Yeah, modern comics. The first episode would end with the people outside like trashing his car and stuff. And be like, oh no, what's going on? To be continued. All right, so yeah, what did you think of this one? Any better than the first one?
I I do like what he calls the West Coast Avengers. That is my favorite panel for sure. It's so hilarious.
What, when Scarlet Witch is laying there in a bathing suit?
He's like, I might pass your message along. I mean, it is of no
No,
concern to us.
No, she's like, you need the rest of us to show up. He's like, nah, just send Pym.
No, like I said, she's like, oh, you just want him? Nah, maybe. Maybe I'll send that message on.
I don't know. He don't need no Scarlet Witch showing up, man. He's been alone on the road for a while, so.
True. It's like, is that red hair I see? She's like, I'm a mother. He's like, and I'm a mother blooper.
No, you don't want to make that husband mad.
No, definitely not.
Phase his hand right through. Give you the old Eobard Thawne.
To me, you've been dead for centuries.
Oh my! You know that's gonna happen sometime in this last season. He's coming back. You know he is.
Bro, I want Barry to do that to him, finally.
Oh, nice.
You get a vibrating hand, and you get a vibrating hand.
Ayo.
It'll work if you can get it.
And on a totally unrelated note, yes, manufacturers, Lilith Hellfire needs the vibrating hands also.
No, only for destructive purposes, not recreational.
She needs all the appendages to vibrate. Thank you.
Only if they can vibrate at the speed of light. And I don't think that's gonna happen.
Oh! Did Lilith Hellfire just admit she climaxes at the speed of light? What? Lubricated eels with tachyon particles are the best.
Tachyon particles.
Tachyon particles time travel. It's like the first time all over again.
It's like the first time every time. See what you're missing out on, weenie soap? You see what you're missing out on?
I know, and we'll put more than 5 seconds thought into it if you pay us money. Come on. This is off the cuff.
So off the cuff. It's not funny.
And speaking of off the cuff and putting no thought into it, Amazing Spider-Man 18. Let's get to it.
Oh, burn! Burn! Justice for Ben Reilly, I tell you. The humanity.
Yes,
it
kid.
was truly like the blimp blowing up, bro. I don't know what's going on here.
The Hindenburg, yes. All right, kids. So, yes, for those of you who missed Dark Web X-Men #3, yes, the X-Men have managed to talk Madeline Pryor down, but so you'd think they'd be able to talk Ben Reilly down, but no. What do? They make him the king of limbo.
It's too much humor, which is like really downplaying the seriousness, and what should be really emotional is my biggest problem.
Oh yeah, and Spider-Man's new Bizarro. Yeah, come on.
Yeah. So now Marvel wants a Bizarro. Jeez.
That's the trap of Spider-Man, where it's like, it's so dramatic, but you do have humor too, and like people don't know when the right time.
They don't know how
You need to time out the humor and the floating heads of guilt and never.
It's a formula that not a lot of people can replicate for sure.
Yes. So yeah, Ben Reilly takes some steroids and becomes the king of limbo.
King Chasm. You might want to rethink that name, babes.
Yeah, I think that that's the star of many of the videos on Lilith Hellfire's hard drive.
Quite possibly. I will not confirm nor deny.
Either yours or Justin's. Jeez.
I want to get back to regular programming. I'm just going to be real with you. I'm so over Spider-Man crossover big events. I'm so over it.
And again, just the limbo hell thing. It's like it's so out of brand for Spider-Man 2 because like.
Well, they're telling you that Uncle Ben is Mephisto. I get it. Look, listen, I get it. You listen to me, but you got to be more blatant. A lot of people don't understand the subtlety of what you're admitting to here.
Oh my God.
Ben Reilly becomes. Just think about it.
Oh my God. Can you imagine if I think the what is it, Dark Web, whatever the finale. Yeah, Dark Web finale. I think it's coming out this week, maybe. But can you imagine? Can you imagine if Mephisto drags Ben Reilly to hell? Kids, get on social media, every social media, because in the biggest text she can put, Lilith Hellfire is gonna be like, I told you, Ben, Uncle Ben was Mephisto.
Bro, if anybody had the balls to make that happen, you know what? You could just have my savings, honestly.
Oh my.
Honestly. Just so I can be like, I told you so. And then Benny Brant shows up and it was me, Peter!
Seriously, we're gonna make Ben Reilly full evil. He should be with Betty Brant. Come on.
I'm saying, what a missed opportunity.
No, forget the hell thing. No, we revealed that Betty Brant has been the ultimate villain the whole time, and now that Ben's like going Breaking Bad, yeah, he can be her like new partner.
They just don't listen to us, Phil. They just don't listen.
I mean, okay, Marvel, I get it. I mean, you want to do an anti-Spider-Man, and for those who say, what about Venom? Well, we want to do an anti-Spider-Man with
anti-hero.
No. We want to do an anti-Spider-Man with a brain.
Oh, all right. You mean not just eating it?
Not a dumb lunkhead. Yes.
Okay.
Because again, I mean, even as the King in Black, I mean, Eddie Brock isn't the smartest.
Of course, he is a big dumb meathead. It's what we love him for. It's his brand.
I mean, he's such a big dumb meathead. He should be sleeping with Lilith Hellfire.
Ooh, but I want somebody who has journalistic integrity. So.
Yeah. Well, he may not have journalistic integrity, Lilith Hellfire, but he does have something else.
Is that a sentient tongue?
She know.
I don't know if that makes up for it. Still gotta have a little personality. Just a little personality.
Even for a oneer? Come on.
Even for a oneer.
Ooh.
What am I, a man?
Wow.
Sorry. I'm kidding. You know I love you guys, but I know some guys that are like that, so I can say that.
Oh my.
So yeah, I don't know what's going on. I literally don't know why we're doing this story. I'm so confused.
I know. So it's basically
they did the whole Beyond thing to do this. This is like,
well. So, what are the two possible outcomes in this finale? Either it's like, okay, we're gonna steer fully into the skid, and Ben Reilly is gonna roll over Limbo, which is gonna kind of seem weird.
Limbo is dumb.
Exactly, and it's an X-Men thing.
Limbo is Limbo. Like, what are you gonna do? Twiddle your thumbs?
So either we're either gonna double down on this, or at the end of this, we're gonna turn around
Just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like
it was all a dream.
What, Ben Reilly's gonna wake up in the shower?
Oh yeah. And we'll be right back to the beginning of the Clone Saga. That's the joke on us.
No, I guarantee you know what's gonna happen. Ben Reilly's gonna pull out of this and hail. Well, the pulling out metaphor gets even better. All right, but he's gonna be somewhat back to normal, but Janine's still gonna be like evil.
Yeah, of course.
So yet another.
Well, I think that, no offense to the fans of hers, but I think she has always been a detriment. I've never really felt that relationship that strongly. It's not an epic love, and I think making her his villain, that personal trauma and tragedy of man pain, and she's still alive, I think that is definitely a different flavor of man pain that I could be on board with, possibly.
To paraphrase Lilith Hellfire, if you're not JMD Mateus, you can't write Janine.
I mean, basically.
Pretty much.
Some like you just can't replicate some things. You know what I mean?
No, I mean he created that character, and every other story until this one, it's until the Beyond stuff, he was the only one writing her. So
yeah. So it is what it is, but I feel so bad for Ben Reilly fans. Like, they could have done so much. They had every opportunity to redeem this character, do all the things that the fans have been asking. It just really does feel like a slap in the face. I mean, to be determined, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be nothing great at the end.
And again, it's not even original. I mean, remember Clone Conspiracy? They brought him back to be the Jackal.
Exactly.
Why?
And everybody's like, I guess they forgot about Kane, bro. And yeah, they did. Somebody did their homework. That's the most embarrassing part.
I know, even though Kane was the Scarlet Spider back in like 2012.
Was not that long ago.
No, 10, 11 years ago. Come on.
Ooh, it's embarrassing for me.
Well,
I'll be glad to see it come to an end and for us to get back to regular programming. But I will be sad to see Mary Jane and Black Cat. Hopefully they'll have more interactions and they'll do something cool with that whole situation that they set up.
yeah, is that just a mini or?
Yeah, that's just a mini.
Okay. I was gonna say,
As far as I knew.
I would like to
Did you
see
hear
it.
anything?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything. I would like to see it keep going past, the
Although
Dark Web stuff.
the writer is super busy.
Oh yeah, because Jed McKay
I
is
think
good.
at this point he can only say yes to minis. Really.
Well, no, did you
They
see
just gave him a new because they just gave him a new ongoing, right?
the Avengers? Yeah, he's gonna be
Yeah.
the new Avengers writer.
So
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like going forward, I think he can only say yes to minis and not another. He's got way too many ongoings at this point. So
That's true. Yeah,
I mean, for his sanity,
It's gonna be
you know, I mean, sure, it'd be nice for his bank account, but I think for his sanity, he probably can't.
So he's gonna have Moon Knight, Doctor Strange, and Avengers ongoing,
Yeah.
plus whatever his creator and stuff, and
Yeah. It's a lot, especially creator owned. I mean, I don't know his situation, but unless you're like on like certain deals and setups, creator owned is like really in depth, really hard. You got to put so much work. It's a love endeavor for sure, but it is hard.
hell. But yeah, I mean, the best two of them. I mean, we talked to him. He's a very nice. He is a very nice man. Another nice Canadian. So
Yeah, exactly. American comic book sweetheart. That's how that goes.
So I mean, I wish he didn't have to work so hard, but I mean, it's nice when you get it.
Well, I wish comic books paid more.
Exact. It's like why did the price?
It's such a catch-22. Why is the price so high? But like, it feels like the prices probably have stayed. It's like minimum wage. It stayed the same for like what 20 years.
Exactly. It's like yeah, why are the price of comics going up, but the creators aren't making it anymore?
Yeah. Marvel. DC. I mean, I know for a fact that like Archie writers they get more than the going rate.
I was gonna say, does DC pay any better than Marvel? Or?
No, I think they pay a little worse from everything that I understand.
But again, that's
cons and stuff. So.
But that's Warner's too, so another big company.
Still, I mean that's embarrassing if true though.
Well, so they're Walmart,
Are you calling Marvel Target? Because let me tell you,
no. I'm saying DC and Marvel are both Walmart, just the way they pay their employees.
I think they're Kmart. They're on the verge of becoming Kmart or
Whoa.
Out of business.
No, I don't know. Before they go out of business, you're going to see art by AI artist 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I mean, I'm not going to say what book I opened up and thought Chat GPT did it. I'm not going to be rude like that, but I think it's around the corner sooner than we think. Soon as they learn how to draw feet and hands and ears, it's over.
Was it a Marvel or a DC book?
It was a Marvel book.
Was it? Oh.
And it came out this week, too.
Oh, my.
I mean, it's a book of inconsequential things. Oh, shout out to Murder World, by the way.
Oh, I didn't.
My freaking God! How much can you milk Wolverine, let alone Murder World? Are you freaking serious?
I have it. I didn't read it yet because it's like a series. It first.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
I didn't read it yet, but I do have it in there. Yeah.
It's parody and satire, and I love it for that. But like,
did you read the Murder World Spider-Man?
No.
Okay. Because they kind of go to
Wolverine's perfect for this kind of thing. Seeing Spider-Man attached to that kind of stuff makes me sad.
Well, it's not even the real Spider-Man, but it was Murder World, Avengers, the redeeming quality. I mean, it's Jim Zub. I mean,
Oh, okay, all right.
Not. I mean, another nice Canadian, and yes, Charlie Esser and I have talked to him at least twice. He is a very nice man, so I wish nothing but the best for him. And another redeeming factor is if you read all three. So I haven't read the third one yet, but it looks like Black Widow is tracking down Arcade, to get revenge.
Oh, okay. I'll have to pick up the other ones.
For what happened?
I just randomly picked this one up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It seems like Black Widow is going to track down Arcade to get revenge for what happened in the beginning of that Kelly Thompson run.
Oh, nice. Okay, that seems cool. Yeah.
So, yeah, no. I mean, the whole thing is basically it's like a reality show where arcade trick like 200 people. Yeah, for those of you who haven't read it, for the arcade trick like 200 people into this contest. It's like only one of you are getting out of here alive, and
Don't threaten me with a good time.
reality TV.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna I don't mean any disrespect, but I'm gonna just gonna
Oh, you're gonna
put
send
the
me
answers to my
what privately, just to me?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay. Well, so you have to listen to the episode to even know why she said that. Okay, maybe. I mean, there's a lot of.
It was so generic. It
I
hurt
see.
my soul.
I see a lot of comics with like similar art anymore. Now I'm never. Sometimes I'm just.
And
like,
it's not just a house style either. It's just it's giving very much copy cut paste, rearrange the panels.
I never know if that's just because everyone's using more
digital
stuff.
I'm gonna tell you though, Spawn, with all the Spawn books, still has very distinctive style even between the different books for me.
True.
So there's really no excuse.
That is true.
But yeah, that's starting to look like very, very much,
Well, again, hopefully we get some MCU X-Men soon, just for no other reason. Maybe we can end this Krakoa era.
I swear they've been threatening it for a while, but I don't see an end in sight, man.
Well, again, Hickman had like a three-tier plan.
But they said they were going to cut them off because it wasn't selling and people are upset. The sales are terrible.
I know, but for some reason they want to stay in tier 2.
They better not use that for the MCU. I'm telling you.
No.
I'm telling you what.
I'm telling you, I almost guarantee you they're dragging this out. So when the X-Men do hit the MCU, they can switch to whatever the version of the so it looks like the MCU X-Men.
They better not use that Krakoa version. I'm gonna say
No, I don't think so. No, you know what? Maybe that's why they're dragging their feet. Maybe there was a plan to introduce the X-Men earlier in the MCU, and now they're like,
I definitely feel like that Black Panther plan definitely seems like it changed. I'm just saying.
Well, Black Panther had to.
Yeah, so maybe that's what it is.
I that's what I'm thinking. I wonder if maybe the X-Men were supposed to show up sooner, when they didn't. They're like, damn it, we got to drag Krakoa out more. Ugh.
I mean, they don't have to.
Yeah, but it's like that's what they were going to do up until whenever.
I hate synergy in a corporate company. I hate it. It is the bane of a consumer's existence.
Again, yes, the books don't have to look like the MCU. Anyone who wants to read the comics is going to read the comics. It doesn't matter if the characters look or
I'm
written.
just saying, for all intent and purposes, from all the things the creators say, the movies really aren't helping. You know,
they're not helping the book sales. No.
Listen, Gen Z and Gen Alpha, they're gonna illegally download it. I don't know how to tell you guys. They're not buying the app. They're not buying the books.
No. That's what I'm saying. If anyone's going to buy them, they're going to buy them whether those movies are there or not.
Yeah.
And again, you don't have to follow the comics don't have to follow. I mean, we don't have it.
No.
We don't have it.
Follow the animated show. Then I'll be okay with it.
But I'm just saying, it's like in the regular comics, we don't have a teenage Peter Parker. They
want to. Trust me, they want to make him look like Tom Holland so bad. I know. All their might.
I know.
Zeb's like, nah.
I guarantee you that these days they're like, oh, why did Stan have to get him out of high school after 60 years? Oh, yeah.
This is his last diet breath. Don't put him back in high school, you sons of bitches.
You know what? I guarantee you there was probably talks, when they were playing in One More Day, where they were just like,
can we reboot it all? I guarantee you.
Can we turn the clock back? Can we put him back in high school? And it's just like, no, because I think what it is.
Everybody else had too much character growth for that. Like all his side characters.
Oh yeah, I mean they were
miserable.
And there were discussions too about bringing back Gwen at that point. They were like, no.
Jokes on you.
No. 616 Gwen, and they're like, no.
I think it would have been interesting. I'd love to peek my head in a multiverse timeline where that happened.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Interesting for sure. I'm sure I could find some fanfic, some really well written fanfic about it.
Oh God! And then every month it would be, well, which one is he eventually going to be with?
And
Mary
then,
Jane or Gwen?
surprise, they're a throuple.
No, and then surprised to no one, neither of them, because they won't let Peter be happy and have a long-term relationship.
He ends up with Felicia, obviously, in that situation.
Oh no, what a punishment.
Exactly. Well, actually, it is a punishment because she doesn't really love Peter. She loves Spider-Man, but that's what he has to settle for.
That's what she used to be, but I think I believe now,
That's
especially
the route they would have gone. Trust me, they love
true.
a miserable Peter, so he can be he can have psychosomatic symptoms and his spider senses don't work. I'm just telling you.
I'm pretty sure she's here for Peter now.
I'm here for Peter.
Might be here for Chasm. I don't know. We'll see.
Ooh, there you go.
Question mark? That might be the good thing that comes out of it. I don't know. We'll see.
What can redeem?
Perich is like, you're still in love with Peter, but you know, there's another Spider-Man, and he's King of Limbo.
Anatomically identical. That's right, kids. What can redeem a fallen hero who's become a villain and make him a hero again?
Superior puss.
Superior puss.
Me wow. Put it here. And on that note, give the kids the homework. We're gonna go.
That's right, kids. We're gonna exit on superior puss. All right.
You gotta go out on a high note.
Oh, that's a mouthful. All right. Next. Oh, yes, kids. Next episode, we're going to be covering Spidey's totally tiny adventure from Amazing Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man Annual 24, Spectacular Spider-Man Annual 10, and Web of Spider-Man Annual 6. And well, 3 issues. I believe Ant-Man's only in the first one, so.
All right, whatever.
So, again, it's not like he's in every issue. Come on.
It's okay.
Honey,
I know we're probably recording on a Saturday morning, but I think I can have a mimosa on Saturday morning. I think I'll allow myself.
Well, we'll figure it out tomorrow. Yes.
Gotta go buy some champagne. Oh no, I gotta go buy orange juice. I always have champagne.
Oh, honey, we're gonna shrink the Spidey. All right. So yes, that's next week, and then in 2 weeks already, we're already gonna be back to the Sausage Fest with
Pet Babysitter Club.
myself, Ray, and Dave as we cover Sensational Spider-Man 9 and 10. Ben Reilly versus Swarm.
I know that one.
Hey, guess what, kids? Shock. Ben's going to be the hero of the story.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just now joining in, it might be a shock to some people.
Hey-oh. All right. So, yes, kids. So, yes, send your thoughts, especially on this whole Ben Reilly debacle. This cluster
F in the chat for Ben Reilly, possibly.
Yeah, F in the chat. Yeah, as in cluster F. Anyway, email us. CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember to follow Ultimate Spider Cast on Facebook, on Twitter. Follow Capes and Lunatics on Instagram, Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network on Hive. Again, the YouTube channel. Again, 269 has been reached. We must get to 369.
And beyond.
That's right. 669, 699, 6,099. All right. So, yes. So, we need your help to do this. All you have to do is click that little button that says subscribe and help our numbers grow.
Smash it.
And of course, if you're in a subscribing mood, please subscribe to our Patreon. Help support this nonsense. Yes. $3 to $5 gets you early access to creator interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats. That's right. Mr. DG Chichester joins us every single month.
I got the good mic out for you guys.
And all the old content is up there. I'm not even going to mention what it is. But what a fresh new content for 2023. Again, January is already up with this, that, or the third. Lilith Hellfire and I is almost
Which one will it be?
Lilith Hellfire and I grilling each other for almost 2 full hours straight. So
we should have did the Seinfeld joke. We're like, it's so shine the light on yourself and like, it's so hot. I need is that a tab?
Oh yeah, when Newman's trying to interrogate him, but Newman's the one sweating it. No, I'm pretty comfortable, thanks. Picture
next time.
Jerry. All right, so yes, please subscribe to the Patreon and or pick yourself up some Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks merch and the random Cash App link. So please, Love Hellfire's favorite, just throw money at us.
Make it rain.
It goes into the development of the network, I swear.
Yeah.
Love
That's good.
dolls are gonna be the thing that make.
What did you say?
Yes. Come on, kids. We need the Kickstart. We need to get Lilith Hellfire her own horny Doombot. So,
Exactly, it's on brand.
oh Lord, she gets to break out that Storm cosplay again. All right, kids. So find it all at Linktree linktr.ee/capes and lunatics. All right, Lilith Hellfire. Where can people talk to you about anything?
If you know how to make a horny Doombot, you can find me on TikTok at LilithHellfire69. But remember, you gotta hit that follow button because my content is for followers and friends only. That was friends only.
Only fans.
Only friends.
Either do the 6 or do the 9.
Oh.
Try to donkey punch me now, bitch.
Whoa!
Things I've done. Good for that release. That's a handful.
Oh my God. Can you imagine a parody video just like, all these how-to videos on YouTube? It's like, but this one's how to make your own horny Doombot. Next, first you need to find yourself a phallic-shaped object. I prefer the larger ones, but it's all up to personal preference. As Justin,
Perfect.
as Justin's watching it for the 10th time. All right, kids. Thanks for joining us. Remember, in 1 week, fighting totally tiny adventure. And then in 2 weeks, that's right, the Australians invade once again. Ray, the Ghost of Gardner Fox, all of them. But until then, swing on back.
Flip, flip, in your face, sucker!